Good morning, everyday leaders. Today is Saturday and it is January the 16th. Like I promised, I am back here this week to add value to you with Everyday Leaders platform. I am Melahni Ake, and every week we are trying to, through COVID, cope with all the things that are happening in our lives and add value to you so that you can develop new strategies. And this week was my birthday. I was so excited on January the 12th. I was able to host one of my really good friends, Matthew Woodgett from Go Narrative. And we were talking about the Why Institute and finding your purpose and finding your why. And so I'm a challenger. I put out a challenge to everybody that if you were interested in entering a drawing, that we would host that today and we would really draw for that winner. So for those of you that were watching and you typed in hashtag why wherever you were watching, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, I collected your names. And so I love wheels. And so what we're going to do right now, I am going to take us to that screen before we go on with our show. And I have loaded everybody's names in here on this wheel. So we have Phyllis Monroe, Melanie Fusilier, Angela Wood, Mary Leone, Russ Mann, and Angela Rajada. And so, Tim, you want to press the go button? You want to tell us go, and I will press go.
Yes, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Good luck, everybody.
Good luck, everybody. Yay! Angela Wood. All right. So what she wins is a free Y assessment and a Y Institute workshop, which is on January 24th or the following every other week. I do these on Sundays. So whatever that looks like for your schedule, Angela Wood, you are the winner, and I will be contacting you with further information. So thanks for doing that, Tim.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. This is amazing. I love that you have these, and the wheel is fabulous. So exciting. You know, you're trying to bring more joy and energy into our everyday lives, especially with COVID. If people are cooped up in the house, you know, I just love that you're doing that. And congratulations, Angela. That's, you know, they say you got to have a why that's so big it makes you cry.
Oh my gosh, isn't that the truth? And sometimes we don't even know it. And so that's the thing that I'm learning with the Y Institute. We think we operate from some other system, like we want to lose weight, so we're going to get into that dress, right? Or for a reunion, or we want to do something, we want to raise money to send our kids to school. That's not our why. That's what we do, but not why we do it. And so this is just an amazing, amazing journey. And I think it's so much fun to take people through it. And Tim, I celebrate you today because you're joining us the second time. You have some big news to announce. And so we connected. And first of all, I love that you're in Indianapolis. I just absolutely adore you. We can go for coffee live.
Yeah, how about it? I know.
Oh my goodness. And so your name, your brand is Shurr Success because your last name is Shurr. And I think that's great marketing. And you're all about happiness and joy and motivation. And so you came on a couple of months ago and you were having this Legend Summit with some amazing people. How in the world, you know, as a motivational speaker, tell us about your journey for people that don't know you. And then how did you decide to do something this big?
Yeah. So I got in, my why is I started out wanting to figure out how to get rid of my anxiety, my worries, my fears, that fear that I'm not going to be enough. I'm not going to be good enough. I won't be able to live the kind of life that I want. I had lots of people telling me that I would never be able to get into college or get into grad school or, you know, work for myself. Or, I mean, all these people are telling me you can't. And there was a part of me that kept asking, why not? And so I ended up going to school for psychology. It's been 32 years now that I've been studying us humans and specifically what happens in our unconscious mind, our emotional mind, because that's, it turns out, where our habits are stored and our deep beliefs about ourselves. And the beliefs we have about ourselves really determine how we think, how we feel, how we behave, and what our life is like. So I got deep into tools and strategies that would help people get results as fast as possible. because I was going through traditional counseling, going to school to be a psychotherapist. I think I was a little more psycho than therapist. And the tools were too slow. And people, it was taking, they say that it would take months to get rid of phobia if it even worked, or it would take years for someone to build more self-confidence. And I'm like, what? So I got into fields like hypnosis and neurolinguistic programming, and I saw people breaking phobias in 20 minutes instead of months. So I got hooked on that. So I've been using hypnosis for 30 years as well. And I facilitate over 15,000 hypnosis sessions. So I learned a lot about human behavior, and I started sharing that message. And I realized that when COVID hit, people, their biggest worries and fears were going to come up. Am I going to run out of money? How do I get my business to survive? How am I going to lead my teams now that everybody's remote and working from home? I mean, some really serious pressures, and not just at work, but also at home. It puts pressure on the marriage, and and then families not being able to be physically distant or physically close. We have to keep distancing. So I took the tools that I learned and I started reaching out to the mentors that we've been following for 30 or 40 years. Brian Tracy, Les Brown, Dr. Dennis Waitley, Bob Proctor, people that have been teaching us that really developed and built the personal development movement that we know today, the world of self-help. And I reached out and said, hey, we need help. And, can you mentor us? And so we assembled for our first Legend Summit. We had 18 headliners. Usually you get one or two. We had 18. Everyone was an all-star. And it was so good back in October that everybody said, when's the next one? So we said, I'm like, really?
No, it was amazing.
How much work that was.
It was amazing, though, because they were in rooms. For people that didn't join this, they were on Zoom, just like we're on StreamYard, but they were communicating to each other and maybe hadn't seen each other or never had the opportunity to have a platform like that. So with your vision, you provided this platform for them to be able to really connect and share. It was amazing.
Yeah, it really was. It was so fun that you and I got to share that experience, and we shared it with people from around the world. I mean, it was truly a global event, and people were glued to their seats for 2 days straight, watching these legends have conversations and then give us their strategies for, here's what I'm doing right now to grow my business. Here's a couple of actions that you can take to grow yours. And it was just amazing. So we have another one coming up next weekend, January 23rd and 24th. We've got Ken Blanchard and Tom Zigler. We've got John Assaraf and Dr. John Demartini. We've got Jim Cathcard and Tony Allesandra, who pretty much the personality assessments that we know today were brought into the world by Tony Allesandra and Jim Cathcart. I mean, they created, Earl Nightingale took their program, got it out into the world on reading people and personality assessments, sold $3 million worth of copies in the 70s. And so they're going to be sharing their insights as well. So the list is phenomenal.
It is phenomenal. And I wanted to bring this up here for people that are watching this either on YouTube or LinkedIn or wherever you're watching. This is the lineup. And oh my goodness, the way that you deliver this is really just pure conversations with these leaders. And so the notes that you take away, and I want to encourage people, buy the full VIP. Like if you're going to do this, just get it, because you can't absorb everything in 2 days. You go, oh my gosh, that was so great. And it inspires you. Just like if you were at a live workshop, getting your journal out is not enough. You need to go back and reflect on these ideas that they've learned throughout the years, because my gosh, if you can learn it from somebody else and not have to experience that pain, they can teach you so much.
Well said. That's so well said. Yeah, I kept thinking, all right, what do people need help with? Right? We need help with motivation and inspiration, but maybe we need help with our marketing. Maybe we need help with our sales. Maybe we need to learn how to tell stories instead of just giving facts or information or how to, which a lot of people do. Maybe we need to know how to communicate in a way that's more impactful, that really gets the word out. Maybe we need to just be challenged to think way bigger than we already are. So I started just grabbing the people that I knew that were the best in the world at that. So like Steve Sims, for example, he's the concierge for billionaires. If Elon Musk, who's now the richest person in the world, wants to have an extraordinary experience, he calls up Steve and he says, Steve, put something together for me. And so, I mean, it's just the most powerful people in the world. I met Steve one time because he said, hey, he says, do you know anybody that could arrange a private dinner in front of the Michelangelo's statue of David in a museum, sit in front of the statue of David, have the whole museum to yourself while you're eating spaghetti and meatballs, have Andre Bocelli serenade you. He says, I put that together for one of my clients. And I'm like, you are kidding me. So he knows how to think big and then take it to a whole nother level. So I said, Steve, you got to be a part of the Legend Summit. And he said, okay. Right. And so it's just, you know, one amazing, conversation after another. And you're right, Melanie. I didn't want this to be 30-minute lectures, Zoom lectures, because everybody's getting burned out on that. Mm-hmm. I want these to be intimate conversations where I take two legends, put them together. They have this fascinating conversation. They're laughing back and forth. They're challenging each other. And we get to be a part of that. And then if you have questions, you let me know. And then I ask these legends. And I mean, it's amazing. If you tried to hire all 18 of these coaches, I mean, it would cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, but with our program, it's only 97 for both days. So it's pretty extraordinary.
It's pretty extraordinary. Yeah. Just to think that you were in the room, right? And you're on Zoom. You're in a Zoom room. You're not in a conference hall with 5,000 people. You're right there connected. And front row, right? Yeah. It's just such a great concept. And I love that you're doing this for the second time. And I know it's a lot of work, so we applaud you because it is so much value of these people. I know you have returning guests, you know, Ford Saeks and Patricia Fripp, and some of the conversations that they had the first time were just unbelievable. Simple things that you practice in your life, but you just forget. You know, you just forget to say, gosh, I used to do that. And that was really helpful for them. And so this is what this is about, right? Encouraging you to create those habits and behaviors to help you with success and sure success.
That's right. Yes. I mean, you're exactly right. So that's why we get along so well, because we think so much alike. And so Ford Saeks is a master of marketing. Most of the people that we know that are famous celebrities, in the speaking world and the motivational world or best-selling offers, he's built their websites. He's built their marketing programs. He was Les Brown's manager for a number of years. So, and Ford's a close friend of mine, and he built my website at timshurr.com. So he's really amazing. So if you're looking to take it to the next level, let me or Melanie know, and I'll make an introduction. And then, of course, Patricia Fripp is one of my favorites. Fripp, as everybody calls her. She came to this country from England with $100 in her pocket and ended up becoming #1 in 2 different industries. She was a hairstylist, and then she became a master storyteller and presentation skills expert. And she will teach you how to communicate, how to use words and language in a way that captivates people, that makes them demand to work with you, to spend more time with you. And so when you have people like this and you put them together, wow, it's just amazing.
Wow. If you took one tip from every single person and tried to implement that, and, you know, I said the strategy of do one thing, 1%. So if you took 18 things and did 1%, 14 minutes a day, just think the impact that could have in your life. And these people have amazing experiences that are phenomenal because they've worked. And they're legends. That's why they're legends. They have that credibility, right? So that's what I love about you being able to kind of pull these people together, and they are excited too to celebrate each other in these rooms.
That's true. They are excited. I was talking with Tom Zigler, Zig Ziglar's son, who took over the business when his dad passed away. And he's super excited to be talking with Ken Blanchard, who wrote The 1 Minute Manager and all these classics that we have, Raving Fans, How to Create Raving Fans. I love those books. And so he's excited that they're going to be doing this together. If you ever watch the movie The Secret, a bunch of people are in that movie, are in this Legend Summit. So John Assaraf and Dr. John Demartini, who's one of the smartest guys I've ever met, and Dr. Joe Vitale, who I just, our book that Joe and I wrote together comes out this Tuesday. So it's a big week here in Sure Success Land. The book and the Legend Summit, and everything that's been going on. So I'm just really excited that you're able to have this access. I mean, it's a dream come true for me to actually know these people. When I look at my phone and the phone numbers of the people that I have in there now, they're the ones that are on my bookshelves, and now I can call them up and say, hey, that blows my mind. And as soon as I was able to have that kind of access, I wanted everybody else to have that too.
Talk about that journey though, Tim, because that didn't happen overnight. You've been doing this for a long time. And having the right mindset to think into, who are my mentors? Who do I want my mentors to be? How do I eliminate the people that aren't serving me so that I can step into the things that I really believe in? That's what, my word last year was believe. And this year in 2021, it's listen. Yeah. And so I think what I've done is try to believe and really understanding how to pour into my journey to create impact, and now listening to everything that's happening intently. That helps you to create that right momentum. And so share with us like that journey for you, how long that took, and then the consistency that you did in your life to kind of show up for yourself, right? To understand that's the value that you do. You add that consistency, and then this blossoms into just amazing connections.
It's a beautiful question. So let me give you a couple of really powerful steps. All right. So first, I had to get out of my own way. I had to figure out how to upgrade the belief in my mind, because when I was meeting people, I was inviting them on my How to Be Mesmerizing podcast. I figured if I wanted to be a Hall of Fame speaker, I should interview the world's best speakers. And so I started doing that. And then as I met more people, you get into a bigger sphere of influence, right? And so I got a hold of Les Brown's phone number, and I got to tell you, I was scared to call him because I'm like, why would Les Brown want to talk to me? And I called him, and then I didn't hear from him. And I figured, well, that didn't work. And a couple months later, I was, working with other people, and my confidence was really up. And the idea of, why don't you call Les Brown again? And I thought, you know what, I'm going to do it because Les is going to love to talk with me. We're going to be like best friends. It's going to be awesome. Right. I started changing my beliefs. And then I called him up, and hello, this is Les Brown. Right. And I'm like, Les, huge fan. And we started talking. And for the next 2 weeks, we talked every day. I helped him with some of his stuff. He helped me with some of my stuff. He put a wonderful, endorsement, a testimonial in this new book that I got here. Joe Vitale and I put this book together, One Belief Away. And, he says that I'm not just a friend, but a mentor for him and helping him to reach more people. And I'm like, that's amazing that I go from being afraid to talk to somebody to him saying that I've helped him grow. And he's the #1 speaker in the world. So that's why I wrote this book. It's called One Belief Away. And it really shows you that you're one belief away from having a giant breakthrough. You just got to get past the fear and ask be led by why, which is what you're always talking about. Why would this matter? Because if I let that fear get in the way, this Legend Summit wouldn't have happened, neither of them. Mm-hmm. But I decided I was going to be bold and go for what I wanted because it's going to serve so many other people. And boy, do we need it. My business has been beat up. All my keynotes got canceled. My private practice got hit. I haven't had that kind of financial hit since probably 9/11. And so I figured, what am I going to do? Drown, or am I going to provide value? And so so here's the steps. You focus on your why. You get clear on what the benefit of the benefit is. Right? Knowing Les and being a friend of his is a huge benefit. But what happens after that? Well, it can bring his value, his reassurance, his insights to the people who need it most, to the people that I know personally that need it the most. Then I made a bold move, and I took action on that gut instinct. Whenever that thought popped into my mind, whether it came from my brain or from God or wherever it came from, it popped out of my mind and I acted on it. Joe Vitale says money loves speed. So if you get an idea that you should do something, act on it as quickly as possible. And then, of course, always show up adding value instead of asking for something. So, when I talked with Les, I wanted to add value to his life. So I offered to, share him on my podcast. I was getting online, helping him out, doing things. He asked me to put together a quick radio commercial campaign. And so I did that for him, turned it around, and he's like, wow. Because givers gain. And when you show up giving, because everybody could use a favor no matter how successful they are, they remember that, they appreciate that, because successful people are asked for a lot. And so when you show up giving, you stand out in their mind. So,
okay, so here we go. Challenge, right? So if you type Y, hashtag Y in anything that you're watching, LinkedIn, YouTube, replay, I don't care, Facebook, I'm going to give you away. So every time I do a live, we're giving away a workshop, a Y workshop. And now I want to gift you one of Tim's new books. So a copy of Tim's book, One Belief Away. So if you type in hashtag Y, we'll do a drawing on the next live. So tell your friends, register for this. This is amazing stuff. And you want this book and you want to get into the Legend Summit. This is going to be something that could change your life. If you had been struggling all last year, do these steps. Let us help you. We want to give, right? We want to give.
Absolutely. And when you go to, when you click on the link to go to the Legend Summit and reserve your front row ticket, use coupon code SAVE100. I talked with Melahni about this, and she said, let's pass these savings on to everybody that's following me. And so I thought that was an awesome idea. So if you type in SAVE, SAVE 100, it'll take your ticket down to $97. It's $197 for the weekend, which is still a really amazing price. But you're going to save an extra $100 just to help out, because we want to do everything we can to add as much value for you as possible. So if you type in Save 100 when you're checking out, you can use it towards your ticket, or you can use it towards the backstage pass that Melahni was talking about, because it gives you lifetime access to all the replay videos and all the private interviews that I've done with all these people as well. And so it is a huge amount of amazing information, history-making information, because these people will never be together like this again, because they come from different places. They're all A-list, headliners, and to have all of them there at the same time, I mean, it's just history-making, and you can be a part of that.
That's right. And you want to be in that front row seat. And like I said, if you can't even stay for the multiple hours, you just get so energized. You're like, okay, well, you don't have to be in front of your computer. You can have your video off, doing whatever it is you're doing. Put your headsets in, listen to this, get your journal, go back and capture this information, because it absolutely is so motivating. And hearing it from them, right? You can hear things a million times. When we're kids, we hear, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. One day it clicks. Yeah. So that's what it was for me when Les gave instruction, when Ford gave instruction, when Jim Cathcart, like all these people, Mitzi Perdue, when she was talking, I was like, oh my gosh, yes, that's it. And so sometimes it just takes that one extra person, that breakthrough, to make you think differently about your life. And so I just love this, Tim. I love having you on here. When you said, I'm doing this next summit, I thought, we got to talk about this. And then your book, One Belief Away, this is so great to help people through this next journey, especially for the first quarter of 2021.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this book took me 27 years to write. I mean, I've written other books. This will be my 6th one, but it truly is the solution, the cure for anxiety and insecurity. After facilitating tens of thousands of sessions over 3 decades, I finally figured out this is what creates anxiety. This is how you get rid of it. This is what leads to self-sabotage. This is how you get rid of it. This is what allows you to start manifesting prosperity or attaining goals when it feels like you're stuck or blocked, or no matter what you do, you can't get through. I figured out how that is. And then there were certain parts of it that I hadn't quite figured out yet. So I was humble enough to say, hey, Dr. Joe, can you help me finish these last chapters? Because I'm still not exactly sure what these last couple of pieces are. And Joe, he's 15 years older than me. He's a little farther down the road, and he's done it. He's written 80 books. He's traveled the world for years, and he knew exactly what those final pieces were, and he put it into this book. So it is a full, complete, beautiful work of art to give people the exact strategy for how to upgrade what's going on in your mind. If you know anybody that's been through trauma, anybody that has post-traumatic stress, anybody that's been through experiences in their past that they've not been able to get over, or it took their heart and broke it into a bunch of tiny little pieces, this One Belief Away book will put the tiny little pieces of your heart back together. It comes out on Tuesday. You can get it for 99 cents on Kindle. You can actually pre-order it right now. or if you get the soft cover, or if you get 10 copies or 50 or 100 copies, then you get all kinds of bonuses. And Joe Vitale said, you know, if anybody buys 50 copies, Tim, give them a half hour of training with you. He says, anybody buys 100 copies, give them a half hour of training with me, which I'm like, whoa, you know, because it's hard to even have Joe train somebody one-on-one these days. And if he does, it's going to be a lot of money. So he's very interested and excited about this book because he knows books and he read it. And, you know, I put most of it together. He did the last couple of chapters. He read it all. He said, this is absolutely amazing. And it's going to change the lives of millions of people.
Wow. This has been crazy. I mean, who would have thought 25 minutes? It's really incredible, Tim. I love celebrating you. You're just one of those guys that I say, oh, you're going to be in Europe or Australia or, you know, somewhere that we couldn't actually do things together. I am excited because I think there's so much collaboration coming after we can release and go back, you know, to what our normal life looks like. So you guys be looking for this. We have so much energy around trying to do and trying to serve bigger. So as you do this, if you are watching this, if you're watching this on the replay, I really encourage you, sign up for this summit. Just do yourself a favor, type in why, get registered for this why workshop drawing, get a copy of Tim's book, and really give yourself permission, right, to grow. This is what this is all about. We want to help you grow in different ways that you never thought about.
Yeah, it's amazing. And you are amazing for sharing this. I know we've been talking all about me and my book and my summit, but that's not really the point. The point is that this is incredible information. These are amazing people and amazing resources. And there's a lot of places and summits where you could spend your energy, but there's just nothing like this. I mean, I've been doing this and going to summits and doing the training and hanging out with these people for a long time. And I know what's really good and what's okay, you know, and this is exceptionally good because of the quality of the people that are there. And I just know, Melanie, one day you're going to be in this summit with us because you are very special and so talented, which is why I always come on your show. Anytime I get a chance to hang out with you, I am in. So I'm very much looking forward to what we're going to do together in 2021.
Oh, I can't wait. I can see it, right? I can see it. All right, you guys. So thank you, Tim. You're awesome. Thank you for coming on a Saturday morning and sharing. I love your smiley face behind you. Just brightens our day. Totally. And I want to encourage you guys, you know, Everyday Leaders is exactly about doing this, leading your life with success. You get a choice every single day to wake up and start adding value. Choose to add value. And then what I read this morning, we were doing our devotional, 473 days today, our leadership devotionals, 7:30 a.m. And so many people are joining for the first time and saying, wow, I needed something like this during COVID. And so we have references, right? And so we read a scripture and we talk about devotion, we talk about leadership. How do we apply these things in our life? And what we learned today is you choose a positive attitude and then you gain momentum from that, right? You don't even let anything else get into your system. You start with a positive attitude, the positive mindset, and then you just encourage and engage and continue to add that positive mindset all day long. And so you become like an armor, right? and so just, you know, I am so full of energy. I'm on my soapbox today because it's just been so filled with people like you, Tim. And I want to encourage people, just if you're struggling, we're here to help you. So tap in, connect to these resources and challenge us to challenge you. Right. Oh, Everyday Leaders change the world. Tim Shurr, Shurr Success. Can't wait to be in the summit next weekend, January 23rd and 24th. I'm going to put the link back up here for those of you that may have just joined us, if I can find it here. Remember to type in Save 100 when you go to the summit as well, and you can get access to all these resources. Get on the line and type Y, get a free copy of Tim's book. I'm excited to be able to give that to you, to gift it to anybody that wants it. So, Tim, thank you so much. Have a great success next week on your summit. Come back and let us know how it went, will you?
Oh, I certainly will. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next weekend.
All right. Thank you. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Bye-bye.